Ladies, let's get one thing straight. Your worth is not defined by someone else's inability to see it. You are not an option. You are the prize. When someone chooses to walk away, let them. Because the moment you realize how extraordinary you are, the universe will conspire to remind them of what they lost. There's an undeniable power in knowing who you are and what you bring to the table. It's the kind of power that radiates from within, the kind that makes people stop and take notice, not because you demand attention, but because your energy is unshakable. But the truth is, too many of us spend our lives waiting for someone else to validate our worth. We look for approval in relationships, in friendships, in our careers, thinking that if someone else sees value in us, then we must be valuable. If we seek and get that validation, then we must be valuable. But what happens when that approval is taken away? When the person we thought would never leave does? When the validation we once depended on disappears? That's when we truly discover the difference between knowing our worth and waiting for someone else to define it. You see, people will come and go. Some will appreciate you, others won't. Some will recognize your magic instantly, while others will only see it once you've walked away. But none of that should ever shake the foundation of who you are. Your worth isn't something that fluctuates based on someone else's ability to recognize it. It isn't something that increases when you're in a relationship or decreases when you're alone. It is constant, it is unchanging, and most importantly, it is defined by you, not by the world around you. When you truly understand your value, you stop settling for less. You stop entertaining half-hearted love, inconsistent effort, and relationships that leave you feeling more alone than when you were single. You stop making excuses for people who treat you like an option when you've always been the main event. Because once you see yourself for who you really are, powerful, intelligent, beautiful, and enough just as you are, you will never allow anyone to treat you as anything less. But the journey to truly knowing your worth isn't always easy. It requires unlearning years of conditioning that taught you to measure your value through external validation. It demands that you let go of the fear that being alone means being unworthy. It challenges you to stop seeking love from others before first giving it to yourself. This means setting standards and sticking to them. It means understanding that it's better to be alone than to be with someone who makes you question your value. It means refusing to shrink yourself to fit into someone else's world when you were born to create your own. The moment you decide that you are enough, that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone, is the moment you step into your power. And let's talk about self-love. Not the kind that's just about bubble baths and self-care Sundays, but the deep, unwavering kind that makes you walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. The kind of self-love that makes you say, I deserve better, and actually mean it. Because once you start treating yourself with the love and respect you seek from others, you stop tolerating anything less. So when someone walks away, let them. If they fail to see your worth, that's not your burden to carry. You were never meant to convince someone to appreciate you. You were never meant to beg for love, attention, or respect. True love, whether from a partner, a friend, or yourself, flows naturally. It doesn't require you to prove, persuade, or plead. And here's the best part. When you truly embrace your worth, the people who are meant for you will be drawn to your energy. The right people will recognize your light without you having to dim it. They will appreciate your presence without needing to lose you first. But even if no one else does, you will always have yourself. And that will always be enough. Because the most powerful thing you will ever do in this life is to know who you are and refuse to accept anything less than what you deserve. So walk with confidence, love yourself fiercely, and never let anyone make you forget the incredible person you are. You are the prize, you are the blessing, and you never needed anyone else to tell you that in the first place. There's something truly poetic about success. It has the power to silence doubters, heal wounds, and transform heartbreak into a masterpiece. When people hurt you, betray you, or walk away thinking you'll never recover, the greatest thing you can do is prove them wrong. Not with words, not with bitterness, but with undeniable growth, achievement, and happiness. Because the truth is, nothing unsettles those who underestimated you more than watching you rise. They may have expected you to crumble, to drown in regret, to beg for another chance. But when you take that pain and turn it into fuel, when you refuse to let their absence break you and instead use it as a stepping stone to something greater, you become unstoppable. And that right there is the sweetest revenge of all. But let's be clear, this isn't about proving a point to them. This is about proving a point to yourself. It's about realizing that the best way to respond to loss, to betrayal, to rejection, is by building a life so extraordinary that looking back isn't even an option. Because the moment you shift your focus from pain to purpose, from revenge to results, everything changes. Heartbreak, disappointment, failure, these are inevitable parts of life. People will let you down, they will walk away when you least expect it, and they might even try to break you in ways you never imagined. But here's the thing, pain is temporary. What you do with it, however, is entirely up to you. You can either let it define you, or you can let it refine you. And the latter is where true power lies. Every success story has a chapter of pain. The people who inspire us, who have built empires, who have risen from nothing, have all faced moments where they were doubted, abandoned, or told they wouldn't make it. But instead of letting that break them, they turned it into their driving force. They didn't sit around plotting revenge or dwelling on the past. They got up, worked harder, and proved, without a single word, that they were always destined for greatness. And that's exactly what you need to do. If someone left you, if they failed to see your worth, if they chose to walk away, let them. Do not waste your energy trying to make them regret it through desperate attempts to get their attention. Do not beg, do not seek validation, do not try to make them jealous. That's a distraction, and distractions keep you from your purpose. Instead, redirect all of that energy inward. Work on yourself, mind, body, soul, career. Build a life so fulfilling that their absence feels insignificant in the grand scheme of your success. Go after your dreams like never before. If you've been putting off goals, now is the time to chase them relentlessly. Start that business, apply for that dream job, travel to places they never imagined you'd go. Become the version of yourself that even you didn't know was possible. Because the best part of success isn't just proving people wrong, it's realizing how much you were capable of all along. And when they look back, when they see you thriving, glowing, achieving things they never thought you could, that's when the regret sets in. Not because you tried to make them jealous, but because they realize they let go of someone extraordinary. But by then, you'll be so deep into your success, your happiness, and your new life that their opinion won't even matter anymore. The truth is, the people who leave, who doubt you, who hurt you, they are often the very reason you grow. Because pain forces transformation. It pushes you out of your comfort zone. It makes you hungry for something more. And when you use that hunger to fuel your success, you become untouchable. So let them regret it. Let them watch from the sidelines as you become everything they never thought you would. But most importantly, let yourself shine, not for revenge, not for them, but for you. Because at the end of the day, success isn't just about proving people wrong, it's about proving yourself right. There is something uniquely powerful about a person who knows who they are and refuses to shrink themselves for anyone. The world often tries to make us smaller. Society tells us to be less loud, less ambitious, less opinionated, less everything, just so we can fit into a mold that makes other people comfortable. But the truth is, you were never meant to fit in. You are meant to stand out, to take up space, to shine so brightly that people can't help but notice. And yet, so many of us have, at some point, made ourselves smaller just to make others feel bigger. Maybe you've been in a relationship where you were told you were too much, too independent, too successful, too confident, too outspoken. Maybe you've had friendships where your wins weren't celebrated because they made others insecure. Maybe in your workplace you've held back your ideas because you didn't want to intimidate others. Whatever the case, dimming your light never serves anyone, not you, not the people around you, and certainly not the world that needs your brilliance. You see, the right people will never ask you to shrink. The right partner will admire your strength, not fear it. The right friends will celebrate your success, not feel threatened by it. The right job will value your talents instead of making you feel like you should hold back. And those who can't handle your light, let them go. Because your light is not the problem, their inability to handle it is. The most successful, inspiring, and powerful people in the world didn't get to where they are by dimming their light. They embraced their gifts, owned their talents, and refused to apologize for being extraordinary. And that is exactly what you need to do. Dimming your light doesn't make the world better. It only robs it of your unique brilliance. Think of the most iconic figures in history, leaders, artists, visionaries. What if they had dimmed their light out of fear of making others uncomfortable? What if they had held back just to be accepted? The world would have missed out on their greatness, and the same applies to you. When you start embracing who you are without apology, you inspire others to do the same. Your confidence gives others permission to step into their own power. Your success shows others what's possible. Your refusal to shrink makes space for others to expand. So in a way, shining your light isn't just about you. It's about creating a world where people no longer feel the need to shrink to be loved, accepted, or valued. But make no mistake, when you start owning your power, not everyone will be comfortable with it. Some people will try to bring you down because they feel threatened. They will call you arrogant, too ambitious, too much. But that's only because they are used to a version of you that made them comfortable. And your growth, your confidence, your light, it challenges them. It forces them to look at their own insecurities. And not everyone is ready to do that. So let them go. Let them think what they want. Let them watch from the sidelines as you become everything you were meant to be. Because the right people, the ones who truly belong in your life, will never be intimidated by your success. They will never ask you to be less so they can feel like more. They will cheer for you, support you, and remind you on the days you forget just how powerful you are. At the end of the day, your light is your gift. It is what makes you you, and the world needs that. Your ideas, your passion, your strength, your voice. Dimming it to make someone else comfortable does nothing but hold you back from the extraordinary life you were meant to live. So, shine unapologetically, speak your truth, chase your dreams, love yourself fiercely. And if anyone tells you that you're too much, smile and say, maybe I'm not too much, maybe you're just not enough. Then keep shining. Because the right people, the right opportunities, and the right life will always align with those who refuse to dim their light. Silence is one of the most underestimated forms of power. In a world where everyone wants the last word, where arguments are fueled by ego, and where people feel the need to explain themselves over and over again, silence is a statement that cannot be misinterpreted. It carries a strength that words often fail to capture. It is the kind of response that demands attention without making a sound. And when it comes to dealing with those who have hurt, doubted, or betrayed you, silence is often the loudest and most effective response you can give. There will be moments in life when people walk away, when they betray your trust, when they expect you to beg for answers, for explanations, for closure. But here's the truth. You do not owe anyone a performance of pain. You do not need to plead for them to see your worth. You do not need to waste your breath explaining yourself to people who have already made up their minds about you. Silence speaks volumes because it forces people to sit with their actions. When you refuse to react, when you don't chase, when you don't beg, it unsettles them. They start wondering if they ever truly mattered to you. They start questioning if they made a mistake. They expect a reaction, tears, anger, confrontation, because that would mean they still have power over you. But when you give them nothing, that's when regret begins to creep in. Think about it. How many times have you been in a situation where you wanted to explain yourself, to argue your side, to prove a point, and yet, after all the words, nothing changed? The person who didn't value you still didn't value you. The person who hurt you still didn't come back. That's because words, no matter how eloquent, cannot change someone who does not want to change. But silence forces them to feel the weight of their actions. When someone walks out of your life, let them. When someone disrespects you, let them. Wonder why you no longer engage. When someone expects a reaction, disappoint them with your indifference. This is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that you don't care. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about understanding that sometimes the best way to show someone they no longer have access to you is by simply removing yourself from the equation. There is nothing more dignified than a person who knows when to walk away without making a scene. It is the ultimate display of self-respect. Because the truth is, people remember silence more than they remember words. A heated argument fades, apologies get lost in pride, but the absence of response lingers in the mind. It creates space for reflection, for realization, for regret. But silence is not just about dealing with others, it's also about dealing with yourself. In moments of pain, in moments of heartbreak, in moments where emotions feel overwhelming, silence gives you clarity. It allows you to process your feelings without the noise of external opinions. It helps you separate what truly matters from what is just temporary chaos. And most importantly, it gives you time to heal on your own terms, without seeking validation or explanations from those who don't deserve it. One of the greatest lessons you can learn in life is that not every battle is worth fighting. Not every insult needs a response, and not every goodbye requires closure. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply move forward, quietly, gracefully, and with complete certainty that you don't need anyone who doesn't need you. And here's the irony. When you stop talking, when you stop explaining, when you stop trying to make someone see your worth, that's usually when they start noticing it. That's when they realize what they lost. That's when they wish they had handled things differently. But by then, you'll be so far ahead, so focused on your own growth, that their regret will no longer matter to you. So let silence do the talking. Let your absence be noticed. Let your peace be your power. And let the people who took you for granted realize, too late, that they should have listened when you were still willing to speak. Life is all about growth. It's about becoming better, stronger, and wiser with every experience. The goal is never to remain the same person you were yesterday, last month, or last year. The goal is to level up in your mindset, your relationships, your career, your health, your confidence, and every other aspect of your life. Because the truth is, the only way to truly win in life is to keep evolving, to keep pushing past your limits, and to never settle for less than what you deserve. Leveling up doesn't just mean achieving material success. It's about developing the kind of mindset that refuses to accept mediocrity. It's about deciding that you will no longer play small just to make others comfortable. It's about understanding that you were made for more success, more happiness, more peace, more fulfillment. But here's the thing, no one is going to hand it to you. You have to go out and take it. It starts with your mindset. If you want to level up in life, the first thing you need to do is believe that you can. Too many people remain stuck in the same place because they have convinced themselves that they are not capable of more. They think they don't deserve success, happiness, or financial freedom. But the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is you. Your mindset shapes your reality. If you think small, you will live small. If you think like a winner, you will start attracting opportunities that align with that belief. Next, you have to level up in your habits. Success isn't just about big moments. It's about the small daily decisions you make, the way you spend your mornings, the people you surround yourself with, the books you read, the way you take care of your body and mind. These things determine the trajectory of your life. If you keep doing what you've always done, you will keep getting the same results. But if you start making intentional changes, if you start disciplining yourself to do what's necessary instead of what's easy, you will begin to see a transformation. You also need to level up in your relationships. The people you allow into your life either push you forward or hold you back. If you're constantly surrounded by people who drain your energy, who don't support your dreams, or who keep you stuck in the same negative cycles, it's time to make a change. Elevate your circle. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, who push you to become better. Because the truth is, you cannot level up if you are constantly holding on to people who are comfortable in stagnation. And let's talk about self-worth, because if you don't level up in how you see yourself, nothing else will change. Stop settling for relationships that don't fulfill you. Stop accepting less than what you deserve. Stop allowing people to treat you in ways that don't align with your value. The way you allow others to treat you is a direct reflection of how you see yourself. When you start loving yourself deeply, when you start setting boundaries and demanding respect, you will notice a shift. People will either rise to meet your standards or they will fall away. And either way, you win. But leveling up isn't just about cutting things out of your life, it's also about adding in the right things. Learn new skills, read more, travel to places that expand your perspective. Take care of your body through exercise and proper nutrition. Invest in your mental and emotional well-being. Chase your dreams with relentless energy. Work on your passions with discipline. Stop procrastinating and start executing. One of the biggest signs that you're leveling up is when you stop wasting time on things that don't serve you. You no longer engage in pointless drama. You no longer seek validation from people who don't matter. You no longer entertain situations that drain your peace. Instead, you focus, you grind, you grow. And here's the best part. When you start leveling up, everything around you starts to shift. You attract better opportunities, you gain confidence, you develop an unshakable sense of self. You start feeling alive because you are no longer just existing, you are thriving. Now, so make the decision today. Decide that you are no longer going to stay the same. Decide that you are going to step into the highest version of yourself. Decide that you are going to level up in every single way. Because the life you want, the happiness, the success, the fulfillment, it's all on the other side of your comfort zone. And the only way to get there is to rise, to grow, to push, to level up. The right love is not a guessing game. It is not something that leaves you questioning your worth, wondering if you are enough, or fearing that it will slip away the moment things get difficult. The right love is steady, secure, and unwavering. It does not walk away when life gets complicated, and it does not disappear when you are at your lowest. Too many people have been conditioned to believe that love is something they must chase, that they must beg to be chosen, or that they must prove their worth to be loved. But the truth is, love that is real, love that is right, does not require you to lose yourself just to keep it. It does not force you to shrink, to compromise your values, or to constantly fear abandonment. The right love chooses you every single day without hesitation. When love is right, it does not play games. It does not make you feel like you are constantly walking on eggshells, afraid that one wrong move will push the other person away. The right love is honest, communicative, and secure. It does not run at the first sign of difficulty because real love understands that relationships are built through both good times and bad. Challenges do not scare the right love away, they strengthen it. If someone leaves you, let them. Let them walk away without chasing, without pleading, without trying to convince them to stay. Because love that is meant for you will never require you to fight for a place in someone's life. It will not ask you to compromise your dignity, to lower your standards, or to constantly seek reassurance. The right love will never make you feel like you are replaceable. The person who truly loves you will not leave when things are no longer convenient. They will not walk away when you are struggling, when you are not at your best, or when life throws unexpected obstacles your way. Instead, they will stand beside you, they will weather the storms with you, and they will make it clear that their love is not conditional. It is easy to get caught up in the idea that if someone leaves, it means you were not good enough. But the truth is, their departure says more about them than it does about you. The wrong love will leave because it was never meant to stay. It will leave because it was not capable of offering you the depth and security that real love requires. And that is a blessing in disguise. Because every time the wrong love walks away, it makes room for the right love to find you. You do not need to chase love. The right love will never need convincing. It will not require you to prove your worth because the right person will see your worth without you having to explain it. The right love will recognize your value, appreciate your presence, and choose you wholeheartedly, not just on the good days, but on the hard ones too. But love that is right for you will feel like home. It will be the kind of love that makes you feel safe, not anxious. It will be the kind of love that gives you peace, not confusion. It will not come with constant doubt, unanswered questions, or the fear that it might suddenly disappear. The right love will make you feel seen, understood, and cherished exactly as you are. And when you experience that kind of love, you will realize why nothing before it ever worked out. You will understand why certain people had to leave, why certain relationships had to end, and why you had to go through heartbreak before finding something real. Because the right love will show you that love was never meant to be painful, one-sided, or uncertain. Love, when it is real, stays. So do not settle for love that makes you feel like you are hard to love. Do not accept love that makes you feel unworthy, anxious, or uncertain. You deserve a love that does not leave. You deserve a love that stays. And until that love finds you, trust that every closed door, every goodbye, and every heartbreak is leading you to something greater. So chin up, shoulders back, and remember, you were never the one who lost. You were the blessing that got away.